Go ahead. All right, thank you. And we got this vet here. Looks like a. I've never seen one like it. I'm sure it's common here, but that's not how they look. That's not a kit car, I guess, and it looks pretty different than any I've ever seen. I don't know what year that would be. That's a different type. It's got some fat tires on it in the front too, but never seen one like that. That's pretty cool. It's unique to me, anyways. I don't know what year that would be. I know later they had the earlier, later 70s, they had the little spoiler on the back, you know what I mean? But that one, he went solar, and that's not, those solar panels right there you're seeing aren't going to generate that much energy. I mean, I guess he probably went out and bought them and hooked them up. Maybe on the other side he has them too, but this guy's got a little here too. It's not really enough to, you know, generate that much energy, but it makes people feel like, you know, I went green, you know. I mean, hey, it makes people happy, that's fine, but like I said, the payoff, you get solar panels, you have the company come out and do it, you put the solar panels up on your roof, and there's some there too, and you're not going to probably get a full day's, you know, of sun, because just how it is with trees and so forth, unless you live in like Calabasas. And so the solar panel, the payoff is about 25 years typically, and that's about the length, how long the solar panels last. So they get weaker every year. About 15 years they're pretty weak. 25 years they're pretty much done. 30 they're definitely done. So it costs, you get the payoff, so people think, oh, I'm off the grid, you know, we get a blackout, I'm off the grid, I'll still be watching the game, everything's fine now. The solar panels just feed into the grid. You don't even get the electricity that they make. Yeah, they just feed right into the grid, and then you'll get a discount. That's cool, the wood garages. You'll get a discount on your, they'll say like, okay, your bill is $150, you generated, you know, $25 in solar energy, or 30, so just pay $125. That's how it works. So by the time the payoff comes, you know, by the time that you pay off your solar panels from what you saved, it's basically time to buy new ones. So did you really get ahead? No. That's the thing, people don't know. And a lot of people think they're going to like be off the grid, you know, so if there's a blackout, they'll be okay. It's not like that either, you know. So, but they don't let they find out, they want to impress the neighbors, so they call the company out. Okay, well, then they find out, oh, you mean it's not going to feed into my home, and it's only going to pay off this? But they say, shit, I already told all my neighbors it's probably going to go solar, so they buy it anyways to, you know, outdo the Joneses. They don't tell the neighbors that it really doesn't feed electricity to their house, and that it really doesn't, you know, work financially, but it's impressive to the neighbors. You know, we went green, we went solar. Oh, Dick and Judy went green, honey. We should do that too. It's like, you know, and really what you end up with is a bunch of junk on your roof. And the punk next door playing baseball, as baseball hits it, boom, that's that. You know, the derelict across the street with a ball bearings and a slingshot, he takes out your whole solar system, solar panels in about 2 minutes. Yeah, I got it, crack, you know. Or you got your neighbor that says, hey, you know, I went green too. I went ahead and bought a living Christmas tree. You already don't get sun on one side because the apartment building. He bought the living Christmas 7-foot Christmas tree. We did that on our house on Anza living one, planted it there. 2 years later, the thing is 15 feet tall, 15 feet wide, not even shaped like a Christmas tree anymore, like a wild growing weed. Imagine your neighbor goes green too. Now he's blocking all your sun. You know what I mean? So now you're shit out of luck. You got an apartment building on one side, and your neighbor who went green too, but he really went green. He planted his own Christmas tree. He's allowed to do that as long as it's not growing on your side. And now it's blocking your solar panels. It's not his fault. He went green, you know. Now you got solar panels that aren't creating any energy. So, yeah. All right. Then we got Starbucks across the street, Best Buy, and all that. PCH and Hawthorne Boulevard in the city of Borrance. When I was a kid in high school and we moved to Torrance, that's what we call it, Borrance, because we're from Redondo Beach. And it's like, even though I moved to Torrance, I was always in Redondo. I knew a few people in Torrance, but it's really all about the beach cities. Torrance is a different type of people, it always has been. The chicks are always pretty cool in Torrance. The guys are always pretty Torrance kind of guys, It's different than Redondo and Hermosa and all that, Manhattan. Not putting it down. I mean, I lived there. I moved into the house. My mom moved to San Diego. She's renting it to these guys. They moved. Ended up renting it. Had roommates and threw some parties there on Anza. And parties ended early, maybe 10:30, 11. I remember the first party I made like $750 that quick. It was like, shit. By the time I counted it all, it's like, man, how did I make all that money, It's like admission, you charge admission. It's like, guys are $3, chicks are $2. And they're coming, and it's packed, When it gets broken up, you have all the money, so not too bad, I might as well eat at McDonald's here. EBT, SNAP, ACDC, what ACC? I'm not sure what that means. Remember I was at the grocery store when I lived on Esplanade. I was buying something, and I clicked the button. She says, "Oh, you're paying with EBT." I said, "What? What do you mean?" She says, "That's EBT." I said, "What's that?" I thought it said debit, I thought it was like abbreviation for debit. Then why? What's EBT? She kind of explained. I said, "Oh no, I wanted debit. I thought that was for debit." This is